Hello, I'd like to welcome you all to the latest episode of the Side Dive Podcast. Your hosts, William Johnson, Tim Jaspering, and Vernon Johnson, bringing you our non insider take on Cyclone sports. Bye week. Can't win in bye week, but more importantly, you can't lose. And which is an important thing right now because the Cyclones are on a little bit of a losing streak. And when you're halfway through the season and people talk about losing streaks, the first thing that comes to your mind is, do we have an option or a chance at a bowl? So, with us being 3-4, having, was it 5 games left on the season?
Yep.
Can those Cyclones get to that magical number 6? What say you?
Got to win the 3 home games for sure. I mean, and I like the defenses we're going to be playing against coming up, and the way the offense started to kind of put it together. So, yeah. So we have OU at home, West Virginia at home, OSU on the road for the next 3, and then Tech at home and TCU on the road. So, yeah, we play better defense than all those teams. And I like the way the offense is starting to come together. So, and hopefully, like you said, you talked about, I think you can win the bye week as far as if you get healthy, so hopefully that happens with our running backs.
For sure. BJ, what you think?
I don't. I'm going to be negative here. No, I don't see it. I mean, I agree. Well, we offensively, we just haven't shown the ability to do that. I mean, granted, these can be poorer defenses than what we've played in the past, but offensively, if we're not stepping up, it's not going to matter. And going by what we've seen thus far, I mean, we can get all the health we want to, but going by what we've seen thus far, it does not look promising.
Well, yeah. I mean, the offense has to gain some consistency. That's obvious. But I just felt like that they found more of a rhythm against Texas, and Oklahoma State on the road. Well, OU's defense is horrible. I mean, bad.
Right.
And well, we saw TCU and Oklahoma State, their defenses. I mean, dude, I just can go crazy on those guys. I mean, that's what William and I talked on. William and I talked on the Texas React. I'm like, how can these teams not?
I missed that last part.
How can these teams not, be like, always have 2 guys on him? I couldn't believe that he still was open,
Yeah.
But I could agree with your argument too, because the offense hasn't shown any consistency.
Right. I mean, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, and the other thing would be the untimely turnovers, interceptions,
right,
and zone, stuff like that.
I would suspect if I'm OU, even if I'm Okie State and Texas Tech, even if I'm having a down year, I'm probably thinking we're still better than Iowa State.
Oh, for sure. Every one of those teams thinks that. I mean, yeah, every one of those teams has already marked this game up as a win.
Right.
Coming in here.
Well, And that's why I'm leaning toward the answer being no, just because there's no fear factor for teams coming to Jack Trice Stadium to play. You know what? Actually, I shouldn't say there's no fear factor. It's just the fear factor isn't as high as it has been in the past, where teams come and play.
Right.
Well, myself, I'm trending towards no.
Oh, man.
For logical reasons and illogical reasons. Which would you like first?
Oh, we got to go illogical first.
I was going to say it don't matter. It don't matter.
Well, I want to hear the crazy.
It's a negative anyway.
The illogical reason is because I have the opportunity to go to a bowl game. So, what better smack in the face would there be for me to be able to go, and then there's no game to go to? I mean, there is the illogical.
Come on, Cyclones. You got to do it for William.
Now, the logical tells me, the logical reason I'm saying no is I'm tending to agree with VJ in the sense that I don't know where the points are coming from. I don't know where the consistency of moving the ball to get our defense some rest is going to come from, because out of the 5 teams left, will we say West Virginia is the worst?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Well,
I don't think so. But I mean, yeah,
looking at West Virginia, they score points. I mean, their lowest point total was 20 points against Texas. Other than that, they've scored 31, 42, 65, 33, and 43. I mean, they're putting up numbers.
Well, yeah, but against Baylor, didn't Baylor give them 2 deep? Baylor had a fumble for a touchdown against them.
Well, they're still they still put up points against the Baylor team that we couldn't.
Right.
I'll say, yeah, go ahead and deduct 7 from that total.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they've got 36. But yeah, I mean,
trying to drink my beer. You got to turn.
I mean, what was our Kansas score?
What's that song?
14-11. 14.
Yeah, and they scored 42 against Kansas.
Yeah. So yeah. And,
I mean,
you scored 52 against Kansas.
Yeah. So if there's got to be, and without that run game, I mean, I would have to imagine that teams aren't going to continue to let Xavier Hutchinson sneak it. Guess what? That drop pass at Texas.
These teams aren't.
That drop pass against Texas was an aberration. And guess what? Every other team that we're going to play knows that. I mean, as bad as Oklahoma has been, they looked better. I mean, the problem
he dropped that pass, and 2 plays later he catches a 25-yarder over the middle.
Right.
I mean,
I understand that, but it wouldn't have been. But I mean, the second pass don't mean anything if you've caught the first.
Yeah. Well, it would have. Yeah. Whatever.
But my thing is, without that running game, I mean, there's good enough defensive coaches to figure out how to do it.
Actually, you know what they're doing? The defensive coaches, they're calling Belichick, saying, "Hey, yo, how do we best shut down one person on the other team to give our team a chance to win?"
And who's done that?
No. I'm saying, I'm joking around saying,
yeah.
At this point in time, that's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Belichick.
Well, I mean,
and to a certain extent, it's kind of winning, but because guess what? They're giving him all the underneath stuff, and then he is making chunk yards. So they're doing exactly what they want to do, and it's make him catch the 3-yarder, the 4-yarder, the 5-yarder. But he's just Jerry Ricing it and been like, okay, I'll take it, and then I'm going to add 20 onto it. Now, can you stop can teams stop that? I guess would be the next question.
Well,
but that's not sustainable to win games, as we've seen.
Well, that and one receiver isn't going to beat you. Like I said a few podcasts ago, I mean, I always worry when when your best offensive player is a receiver.
So, I mean,
Alexa's a little sensitive in my household.
Oh, yeah? Who was she picking up?
I'm not sure, but she tried to play something from the Rolling Stones. I didn't quite catch the song.
Oh. So,
you can't always get what you want.
No. Yeah, play that.
Damn. Maybe she was listening to all of us.
That's my damn theme song. That's my mantra right now. Shit.
Hey, William, you just might find what you need.
Yeah. Yeah. You think about it, and Alexa tells you what you need. Alexa tells you what's going on. She heard my voice and been like, "Oh, yep, I know his song. I got one for you, Pally. You have your drink and listen to these Rolling Stones."
Oh shoot!
But I mean, granted, I don't think they're going to get to 6. At the same time,
so 5 games left. What do you think the record will be?
Let me.
Well, let's start with OU.
OU's a loss.
Two.
I see OU as a loss.
I don't know which ones they win. I think they can get 2 more. I don't know which games it'll be though.
I think they can get Texas Tech. I mean, Texas Tech is my one for sure. I believe that they can get. I mean, quite frankly, they have the ability to go 5 straight.
They do.
Well, let me change this. They have the defense to go 5 straight.
That's exactly.
Unfortunately, the offense is so far away from matching what the defense can do. Is it's rough to give them 5 straight. But if you're making me pick 3 wins, I'll take OU, West Virginia, Texas Tech. I know it's easy pickings. Actually, you know what? I changed that. I take West Virginia, Texas Tech. If TCU is still sitting in the same spot, I look at Iowa State with the death blow to the Big 12.
Wouldn't that be Iowa State's deal to TCU sitting there with a chance for a Big 12 championship and a shot to go to the playoff, and Iowa State knocks them out of it?
Yeah, that's at home.
Yeah, exactly. And that's Thanksgiving weekend, so it's not going to be. Well, who knows?
They might be back, but they might come back for that.
Yeah.
But I mean that's
they never have great crowds there though.
That's Iowa State. I mean that's Iowa State in a nutshell.
Yep.
Hey, everybody has to be bowl eligible though.
Yes, exactly.
I mean that's the thing.
What piss in punch bowl?
So there you go. I mean, we got 1 up, 2 down for bowl eligibility. Going into, they do have a bowl. Make it to a bowl game. That will be good in terms of practice going forward for the returners next year, because there's only 6 seniors. So that being said, in the land of transfers, who goes? Who stays? Somebody's going, because it's just the way of the world. But who goes? I mean, how many people get poached? If we lose 5 more games, nobody might get poached. But I mean, people always move.
Okay, I was thinking about this for some reason. Do you guys think, like obviously, McDonald's a senior now, but how he kind of blew up like 2 years ago, like 2020. Like if he would have been if he would have had that year now or last year, but I think it's going to be crazier this year. Do you think he would have graduated as a Cyclone?
If they had NIL,
Right, that's what I'm saying. Right, the way it's blown up.
I mean, it's hard to tell because we don't get to know these people, so we really don't know them. We don't know what happened on the recruiting, what was said. We don't know how their families are. I mean,
Right.
some people's family might be like, "Well, I don't give a damn how much money them people are telling that they're going to give you. We said we're going to Iowa State, or we said we're going to, Duke or Arkansas or wherever. We're going there, and we're staying there." So it's hard to guess. I think it might be easier to say who do people come after in the land of NIL. Oh, Will McDonald would have gotten bombarded.
He would have been getting all kinds of offers.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I definitely. I mean,
okay, so
same with Hutchinson.
Well, to me, okay, so since we're talking about it, to me, the two biggest worries would be both of our two starting D-backs because they're both with their sophomore and junior.
You talking Freeler?
No, Purchase in Tampa.
Oh, in Tampa.
And you could probably throw Freeler in there too. But even Malik Verdon came in. He's a redshirt freshman, and when he was healthy, he was contributing. But
I don't know about them as much just because of the position they play.
Okay, what about?
You can go out and find some dudes, but
what about Dominic Orange? You got a 350.
I mean, now we're talking something completely different. Because now you're talking about somebody with his size,
exactly.
who can plug up the middle. I mean, defensive. I mean, it's like in the NFL. I mean, defensive tackles are prized possessions if you can get them.
Right.
So somebody will be hot on this trail. Where is he from?
He's from Kansas City.
Oh, well, I mean, other schools around here, and even our opponents. I mean, they're going to be after him.
Well, I mean, to me, there's a small handful of schools you really have to worry about poaching, and they're the main blue bloods. But sorry, Bert, I didn't mean to cut you off there, buddy.
No. I was going to say, if the culture is strong and the kid is getting an opportunity, I think that has a strong pull versus the NIL stuff. I'm not going to say it cancels it completely out because we've already seen on the basketball side that it doesn't. However, because I know Iowa State has some NIL money,
right?
And if the culture
of mine,
and again, if the culture was whack or off a little bit, then I would be discouraged at the thinking that we could keep people, but I don't see an exodus based off NIL alone. I think it'd be if it happens, there's something more than just NIL.
Yeah, that makes sense. What? And I always wondered that too. It's like how that works. It's like, like Craig McDonald, our safety. Right after spring practice got done, and on the last day he could transfer. He goes to Auburn. And you go to Auburn, and you get the money. But next year you're going to be playing for a different coach, who could be like, you don't fit to what our style. So it's like,
there you go.
Yeah.
It's so I mean, you're talking about fit too. So there's a cultural fit. There's Are your values similar to mine or our system? I think all that goes into play, and I think the coaching staffs, from California from the west to the East Coast understand that it's great to bring in these 5-star athletes, but you got to make sure that they fit culturally and the value system that they have fits the direction of where you want to take your program. So,
right.
And I think that Iowa State does a good job of that. That they do bring in kids that fit. I mean, I hate the term the Midwest work ethic, but I do think that they fit the style that Iowa State is trying to project. So that's why I think just someone running for money, for NIL money, I think it's got to be more than that. There's got to be more than that.
Well, I know they've said, like in recruiting, like if that's one of the first questions or one of the first questions that the recruit asks, they pretty much tell them like, well, this, Iowa State may not be the place for you.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. That is awesome.
But it's kind of has to work
because we broke compared to other people.
Well,
when you got computer techs from Omaha, Nebraska, as some of your NIL people, you got problems.
Well, but the other thing is, okay, so like, do these blue bloods is like, how do they balance it as far as keeping recruiting the 5-star players or recruiting transfers? It's like, how do they balance that? I don't know.
I mean, in my opinion, I'm not a recruiter.
Right.
And I'll look at it from a basketball perspective. If I know, I mean, I'll add a little marketing. My brand, right there. I know that you're attracted to Duke, North Carolina, Kansas. I know you're attracted to that. So I'm always going to be on everyone's top list when they start looking at what schools they want to go to. That's the advantage that I have. So I get the opportunity to study you for a couple years before I start reaching out to you. And I think I would assume it's the same thing at football. I mean, your Alabamas, they know that there's some corn-fed kids up here in Iowa who potentially could make be on their offensive line, but they don't have to go out and recruit them in 7th and 8th grade.
Right.
They don't have to. So those blue bloods, that's a major advantage that they have. And unfortunately, I shouldn't say unfortunately, but with social media the way it is, this digital landscape we have, it is so easy now for us as recruiters, I say us, as recruiters to find these kids from out of state. So yeah. The blue bloods have it easier. They just have to pick. I mean, it's like William, like fantasy football. If you've got 4 of the top 10 running backs, you can only play 2. It's a tough decision to make, but you've got 4 top running backs to choose from. If that makes any sense to y'all.
Well, no. Well, the other thing, I'm like, are these people overpaying because the blue bloods already have, like you said, they really don't have to recruit. They already have an advantage. So I'm just kind of fascinated by the whole thing. And as far as the people paying the money, it's like, to me, is it not just an ego thing? Because, I mean, NFL, you have an owner that's making money.
Right.
And he's doing everything to make money. Like, you have teams that suck, but as long as people are still in the stands, they don't care. Like the Bears, But anyway, so it's just fascinating to me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, well, we kind of jumped into NIL, and it's not exactly where we were going to go at this direction, but since we're talking about it, we can circle back to the Big 12 race, but we're already talking about it. So we're at Big 12 media days these days, and one of our old players, Tyrese Hunter, was asked about reasonings for leaving Iowa State and going to Texas, and the first thing brought up was it for NIL? And he says, no, that was not a factor. So, judging by the looks on y'all's faces, I'm going to guess that you don't agree.
Well, it was interesting how the William Morris agency sends out how he's a client shortly afterwards.
Right. So yeah,
you know, and why did they send Tyrese Hunter to Big 12 Media Days? He's a transfer. They have Marcus Carr and these guys that played last year. I mean, maybe those guys were there. I don't know, but yeah, it's just it's.
Well,
and it's fine.
I would say,
dude, it's not a big deal. It'd be like, yes, I made a great decision for my family.
I would say you send Tyrese Hunter because he's Tyrese Hunter. Everybody knows that Tyrese Hunter name, especially. Yeah. I mean, for what he did. I mean, that's. I think that's why you send.
But okay, so, and they had a thing that said they had a big thing. Him sitting there leaning back in a chair, and it says "culture" with a big Texas T in the culture. But what about the player? What about the players that were there last year?
Well, I mean, that would be like if we got a big time player from somebody else's team.
Yeah,
I mean, we'd have them at Big 12 Media Days too. You know why? Because everybody would want him at Big 12 Media Day.
Okay, so both you guys are coaches.
Yeah.
So does I mean you kind of develop culture in the preseason. You try to, but doesn't the real culture show during the season? So I mean, to me, that's walking a fine line with the guys that were there last year. Doing what the coach is trying to set in. I mean, I know this.
I'll say.
Okay, go ahead.
I think, VJ and I are going to come from two different perspectives. He's going to come from a smaller town perspective, and I'm going to come from a big city perspective, where it wasn't NIL, but I mean, people were poaching kids all the time.
Yeah, and I mean, right?
I mean, so believe me, I was fighting off coaches after games. I had people coming at my players, and I always said, other players on the team would be, hey, so and so came and asked them to join their team, and I said, okay, well, if they want to go, well, good luck. I mean, this is youth basketball. I'm not gonna beg no kid to stay.
Yeah.
Hopefully, when they get there, they continue to improve that kid's fundamentals and get them ready for the next level. I go, because that's what we do here. So that was kind of my culture. But I mean, I also had kids want to leave teams and come to me. So it's hard in that situation. I don't know how much of that stuff you had to deal with, VJ. I mean, if you had a good player, I'm sure the attacks and all of them are going to be like, yeah, tough shit, buddy. We'll come and get your guy.
Martin Brothers and Kingdom Hoops both took some players. So yeah,
I think it's interesting though that what you said, William, is like I'm not going to sit there and worry about somebody that doesn't want to be here or beg him to stay, because TJ and Campbell both more or less have said that. So that's interesting to me.
And it's some of that is, I mean, it's not going to make a difference.
Yeah. The decision.
I mean,
been made. Yeah.
I mean, when Hasheem Young left.
Yeah.
I mean,
at least he said, he goes, there was decisions I had to make for my family, and he has a kid.
But I mean, it's at one of those points where you could be like, look, we're starting this NIL thing, and and we can hook you up and that kind of stuff. But I don't know. It's
Here's my take on what I've heard from y'all. I think there were opposing interests when it came to broadcasting him at the UT deal. I'm assuming UT's media relations department probably wanted to have some unifying effort, especially if they're going to have culture in the background. And I agree with Pipes. If you're going to have culture in broad daylight next to someone from your team, it should be portrayed that it's the team culture.
And somebody that's played in it before.
However, if the William Morris agency is supporting him, loaded with tons of money, their interest is on one individual. And so what do they think is best to get him the visibility that he needs?
Yeah.
It's all about him.
And here's the more important thing. Wait, who's the Texas coach?
Chris Beard.
Chris Beard may have wanted the culture, but with Delaconte,
that is interesting too.
The coaches are about the culture. The athletic directors are about the money. Guess what? Matt Campbell can be 5-star culture all he wants to, and Jamie Pollard is going to be about 5-star money.
Yes.
I mean, let's get back to football. And since we are out of the race,
oh man,
let's talk about who's left in the race.
Talk about how we can mess it all up.
TCU, K-State, Texas, OSU. Well, we can mess it up for 2 of them.
Yep.
But at the beginning of the season, I told everybody they need to watch out for K-State. I said, this is a completely different Adrian Martinez. He has faith in his teammates, which he did not have in Nebraska, and he has a coach who put the weapons on the field.
Yeah,
as opposed, but I mean, and it's showing to the tune of they're whipping people's ass.
Well,
and if Deuce Vaughn is healthy, I mean, it's. I don't think teams are going to be able to shut them down like we did.
No, and they've got a good defense too. And yes. I do have to give you credit because I did not agree with you at all. I figured, like when we played him, I was like, all we got to do is force this guy into some mistakes. And he hasn't thrown an interception this year. So,
no.
I mean, he doesn't have great passing percentage, but he's not giving up the ball. So,
I mean, it's crazy to think. I mean, it makes you. I mean, I look at my Nebraska fans and been like, so how bad do you feel about your program?
And you know what's funny about
this dude goes over there, and I mean they're all on the same page. I mean, nobody's got any venom for Martinez. Everybody is happy for the fact they're pissed.
They thought he sucked last year, though.
Well, he did. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, he did. Granted, Frost did not put him in the best positions, but you're still out there, and you still got to do a job. And he did not do the job very well.
You know what I think? Sorry, I'm interrupting, but what I think is the funniest about that, since you mentioned Nebraska, is that Kansas State's basically running an old school Nebraska offense. You know, they're doing the quarterback runs and everything. You know,
they're using their player to the best of his abilities.
Yeah.
And his previous regime didn't. And that's one reason I thought he was going to be fine. And I'm like, look at the caliber. I mean, the problem is Nebraska had weapons, but they weren't on the field. They were all standing on the sidelines.
Yes.
Just standing over there doing nothing. K-State is like, we're going to give you Deuce Vaughn. We're going to give you Malik Knowles. I mean,
so basically, the winner of this weekend's matchup is probably going to win it. It's TCU K-State, right?
I mean, I think if TCU wins, I think it's pretty much it's theirs to lose. I mean, as long as they don't completely come unglued, I think they're going to win it.
Do you think they're for real?
I don't know. Here's the thing is, I haven't watched them. So I've had them on, but I haven't really paid attention like I have some of the other teams. I mean, granted, you know, we've played half of them. So, but I haven't watched. TCU is probably the only team that I haven't really watched play. So
Max Duggan's playing. He's playing like a senior quarterback. That's got something to prove, which is good to see. He went through those up and downs. So, I mean, they've got that number one receiver. I think his name's Quentin Richardson. So they got a guy that can beat you over the top and can do it. But yeah, they're just scoring points in bunches. You know.
I mean, Texas. I mean, I don't want it to sound like sour grapes, but I don't think they're going to be end up the champ. I think there's a toe stubbing. I don't know who. I don't even know the rest of the schedule. I don't really care.
I think Oklahoma
they're going
State this week. They still have Baylor. They still
They still have. I still
State,
think there's a toe stubbing.
Yeah.
Guess what? Iowa State is not a turnover creating machine, but these other schools are. So Ewers does that lazy backward pass against Baylor. Oh, that's 6.
So fucking lucky.
I mean, other teams are getting those things. Other teams are making picks. Other teams are creating fumbles. We're not doing any of that. We're uglying up teams, and it's one of those things where I think if Texas gets in the shootouts, that's where real trouble can come. Because now they're going to give this kid the gunslinger mentality, and that's what you want out of him.
Well, no.
All right, there you go. I got to go.
All right,
man.
All right. I'll let y'all later.
Cool.
Well, you would think they'd be smart and start writing Bijan.
Well, you think they would?
Because that's what they did against Iowa State.
But you know what? Sarkisian's one of these Lane Kiffin type of dudes I'm so smart.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, look at the Iowa State game. They decided not to do that at the beginning, and their asses were almost down 14-0.
Yeah.
If it's down 14-0, that's an Iowa State win.
Yeah.
They were sunk. That game was sunk. So no, I think it is going to be. I mean, I don't know about Okie State. They can be there, but it's just something I don't trust about them. I don't know that I trust their defense to get a stop.
Yeah, they give up a lot of points. I mean, they have an awesome defensive line. They get a lot of sacks, but they give up a lot of stuff over the top. So
yeah, I don't know that I trust them to get a stop when they need to get a stop. I think I trust K-State. My trust level for defensive stops go K-State, TCU, Texas, and then Okie State.
Yeah.
And there's a big gap between Texas and Okie State.
And Spencer Sanders may be hurt too. So they're kind of.
So I mean, that'll be a problem for them.
That would be a big problem.
So, I mean, it's going to be interesting going down the line to see, what they can do, or who's gonna. I mean, I guess I'm gonna have time. I can tune in this weekend. Probably won't.
Sure, you'll be in Vegas. Well, unless you go lay some money down. Shit. Well, you don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to go to Vegas to do that anymore. But
Nope, I do gotta go across the border.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Well, you usually do it when you're back to football games.
Yeah, the last week I did horrible. Last time I was horrible, but I didn't see anything I liked, but I wanted to bet anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm not okay. Not don't do that again. That was just dumb. You dropped 100. I was up 6. I dropped 120. Messing around. So yeah, I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what time it is for all you food lovers out there. It is time for What You're Cooking. You know you can't have a good What You're Cooking segment without that man, that correspondent, that foodie in the street, Chef Jew.
Yo, what's up?
Let us pray, my
Let us.
brothers.
I need to keep doing. I need to start doing that. I need to remember that.
I'll
Let
do
us
it
pray,
for
my
you.
brothers. I
Come on,
gotta
you got
remember that.
you got to come in with the blessing.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, it's a bye week. So, well, it's bye week for us. Sure, Huskers got a game.
No, we got a bye week too.
Oh, so bye weeks all around. So, I mean, it's pretty much a free for all. It'll definitely be a free for all for me because I'll be in Vegas.
Nice.
So, I'll be free for all in it. I think I'm going to do buffets this time. But I'm still gonna. There'll be pictures. I have pictures. I have pictures of food and of other things. Hopefully, there's some craziness. You know me. I love the people watch. So hopefully, I see some craziness.
Oh, you will.
Yeah, that's for sure. Pipes, you doing anything this? Well, it's gonna be different for you too. You got.
Anniversary
It's
weekend.
your anniversary.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That infamous day, William. October 23rd,
yeah,
1999.
yeah.
1999.
Well, the infamous started on was it October 20th? What is it? Here we go. On the 22nd. Yeah, that was the infamous. That was one for the books. That night was one for the books for everybody. But yes, October 23rd.
Yeah, so we're going to like Galena and over in that area of Illinois. So we'll probably find some spots, hopefully find some good food, maybe some small town bars or something.
You got to get some pictures.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of pictures. We'll be getting our old people happy snacks too.
Yeah, old people happy snacks too. Somebody, a certain foodie might want to put it in order.
We'll get the happy snacks, then we'll get the food.
Yeah, there you go. Got to do it in that proper order.
Yeah.
So, Jew, what you got for us? Anything? Your choice.
My choice today. All right. So, a couple weeks ago, we went down to the farmer's market.
Oh, yeah. I thought we were supposed to see a couple. Well, yeah, tell us about farmer's market.
While we was down there, I found this little spot. They had a little setup called GG's Chicken and Waffles.
Hey, which farmer's market, though?
Des Moines.
Okay.
Des Moines,
cool.
yep. GG's Chicken and Waffles. Man, I tell you this. Best chicken I ever had in my life.
Really?
I never had chicken and waffles before, but man, oh man. I don't think they have a restaurant. I think they just set up at places. They do catering, but oh man.
Did it say where they're from?
They're from Des Moines. They're from Des
cool.
Moines.
Cool.
But I do have the paper downstairs. I should have brought it up with me. But man, I'm telling you what, man, the seasonings on that chicken. And then I put hot sauce, and then I wrap it up in the waffle, and I put syrup on it. Oh man, that is man. I'll tell you what, if you ever see it out, stop. and get you an order of chicken and waffles. They did have Nashville hot chicken. I didn't get that. I should have, but the chicken and waffles is bomb.
So you could have got the Nashville hot with the chicken and waffles.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
I just put the regular hot sauce on it, but yeah, it was
Yeah.
fire. It was fire.
Hot sauce they made, or just
Oh, they had some bottled stuff. I don't remember what kind it was, but it was pretty good. Yeah.
Cool.
So the name of this place again was Gigi's.
Yeah, GG's Chicken and Waffles.
So is this they got a storefront?
I don't think so, but they might. I'm not 100% sure.
Let's see if the Google will tell us.
But man, it was so good. Like, man, it had the breading was crispy. The seasoning, you had seasonings all throughout. Because I got to try the chicken without anything on it first. Because that's my first judge. How good is the chicken? And yeah, it was bomb, real bomb.
All right. Well, it has come to our attention that Gigi's Chicken and Waffles is located at Kitchen Spaces at 1139 24th Street in Des Moines, Iowa. So, there you go. Family owned.
What's this? What's the Kitchen Spaces? Is that like?
I have no idea. This is y'all's neck of the woods. You gonna ask me? I live 2 hours away. You gonna ask me what's Kitchen Spaces?
So 24th, yeah. So that's Des Moines, right? Like downtown.
Yeah. It's just a place you can go rent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my
Oh,
dad.
do they have like hours or anything?
Nope. You can get a menu. I got the menu. And it might just do farmers markets. Location and hours. They only open 1 day a week.
For real?
5:30 to 8:30 every other Friday. And then they do pop-ups, events, and catering.
Okay.
So, I mean, looking at it. Oh, they got it's like little chicken.
Yeah, it's like tenders, chicken tenders. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, man, it's fire though.
What am I doing? I
should have got another order while I was there.
See. Everybody over here like, what's this dude talking about? Well, let me show you what I'm talking about. So, here's said chicken and waffles.
Yeah, that shit's fire.
Yeah.
Damn, that looks good.
Man, it was delicious.
Yeah, there you are. You like wings? I know an individual over there who loves his wings.
Yeah, I'm straight.
Oh, and they got the crinkle fries. You can't go wrong there.
Oh, shit. I have to check this place out.
And while we on the topic of wings, Pipes, have you ever tried wings on wheels?
No, where's that at?
It's at an AutoZone.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a food truck.
Their names?
Yeah, in Des Moines actually.
Oh yeah. No, I know what you're talking about. That's
Yeah.
University.
Yep.
Dude, so okay, yeah, I've seen that place. So that's really good.
Yeah, it's really delicious.
My buddy was just telling me about a taco truck also over there on 14th Street, right around East High. But he's like, he goes there over any like Mexican restaurant. I was like,
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like taco trucks better than restaurants too because it seems like it's more authentic.
Yeah. Because he was telling me for his wife's birthday, the only reason why they didn't go there was because they don't have a liquor license and serve margaritas, and she wouldn't have liked it. I was like, damn,
Hey,
you probably could have found somebody that had some stuff in their trunk. But
That makes plenty of sense.
Absolutely. I can get down like that. I can understand that. Definitely understand that. So What's everybody been listening to? Kevin Gates.
Oh, yeah.
That's never not going to be funny. I'm always going to bring that up.
I like the. I thought it was pretty funny last time too. That I'm like, damn, Pete Rock and CL Smooth.
Yeah.
And that is on the tailgate list because we were sitting at the tailgate after. Well, no, that was a week after. Yeah,
it did come on.
Because and I brought up your name, Joe.
I was on some quick yesterday at work.
Oh, for real?
Yes, sir.
Dude, so I don't know. I was at this wedding in Colorado, and like they had it set up so, like it started like at 6 or 7 the reception, like at 9 o'clock, and they had buses to haul people out. So they're like, we have 2 buses, a 9 o'clock bus, and a midnight or 1 o'clock bus, and so the first bus leaves, and the music totally changed, and it went to all this trap music. But for some reason, it reminded me of DJ Quick, because I mean, I hadn't heard any of this trap, and so I'm sitting there having drinks, and I'm having a good time. I mean, I'm just loving it because it's like I've never seen a wedding like that where the music just totally changed, and it was just like, total 180. But I go up to the DJ and I'm like, dude, DJ Quick? Have you heard DJ Quick? And he just gives me that look like, shut up. So anyway, that's my DJ Quick story. Yeah, I just sat back down, got another beer.
So aside from DJ Quick stories, what you been listening to, Bryce?
Well, we went to the Clutch concert Saturday night. Dude, it was so good. And so we went with Isabella, and I bought 1 beer, and we were right up front, and it was just really good. So I just been on a Clutch kick, man.
Okay.
What about you? What do you got?
Me, I got the Slipknot out of me from last.
I was like, you like blew my mind there.
I pulled the shocker on everybody.
I'm shocked right now myself.
Dude,
hit y'all with the okie doke.
It wasn't all that you played it. It was that you said you listened to it at work when you're tired. I was like, holy cow.
Well, I have that whole rock and metal playlist.
Yeah.
That I do, like when I used to mow the lawn and shovel and stuff like that.
Yep.
So if I'm trying to plow through some stuff, or I feel like I want to be angry, I can put some of that on.
Well, usually with something like that, it's like it's some wrestler's walkout or something.
Right.
Well, Alice in Chains.
Yeah, exactly.
Man in the Box was Tommy Dreamers, and
Alice in Chains.
Pantera's Walk was Rob Van Dam. So Metallica's In It Sandman was ECW Sandman. So yes, there have always been. But I've tried to I explained to others, I'm like, the 2 genres have a kinship.
Yeah.
But everybody from people from rock and roll hated metal, thought it was garbage. Guess what? R&B people hated rap, thought it was nonsense. But here they are, and they fuse so well, like that Wu-Tang song I put in a
Yep. And I found it. There was an edited version of that album, so that'll probably be that'll be popping on the playlist.
Speaking and
Tom Morello.
Yeah, Morello. And then they had another one, I think, with Incubus on there.
And Big Pun.
Yeah,
For
yeah, that's
real?
right. They did Still Not a Player.
Yep.
The Incubus.
And then
Nice.
Everlast and I can't remember who it was, but it was good.
Well,
That stuff was all good.
It was the Static X one with the
Dead Prez?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty good too.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been kind of all over the place. My Discovery Weekly to tell me. So I even try to listen to Spotify's Rap Caviar with these new cats, and once again, I like the beats.
Yeah.
It's hard to get behind the same lyric over and over, just with a different voice, same cadence.
Yep.
But here's something I want to ask y'all. You guys have heard the Flavor in Your Ear remix.
Yep.
Have you heard it?
Mm-hmm.
Pipes, have you heard it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so, yeah.
So Biggie Smalls starts off the rap, and there's a thing in there that it makes it sound like he says, hang on. I don't want to. I'm gonna bring up the lyrics so I can read it to you.
This will be interesting.
Because it started a beef between Biggie and the Roots.
And the Roots?
Yeah.
Really?
And it was like, really? That seems weird that they would have, but he starts out where he says that more guns than roses, foes is shaking in their boots. You remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
That line?
Yep.
So it goes, here's what I thought it says. It says, more guns than roses, foes is shaking in their boots. Invisible bully, like the Roots disappear. Vamoose, you whack to me. Take them rhymes back to the factory. Now, that's what since this song came out in 94.
Yeah.
I've always thought it was the Roots. And the Roots thought it was them. Everybody thought he would say something about the Roots. And to the point where when they heard it, the Roots called Bad Boy and was like, going, what the hell? Y'all, we're not diss track rappers. I mean, we don't, that's not even us.
Well, when you read that, I didn't get that, but yeah, go ahead.
And I guess at the time there was something going on between, they called like the Roots and De La Soul and Tribe and those guys backpack rappers against the gangster and pimping rappers of like Biggie. So the Roots had that song Never Do or What They Do. Yeah. And then they're spoofing all the rap videos. And there's one where they spoof Biggie sitting on the bed singing, doing One More Chance. And there's Black Thought in there. So, it all gets ironed out. And then, so I happened to see a whole ass video about it. And I was like, so wait, so he didn't say the Roots? What the hell did he say? And then once I read the lyric, I was just like, now why the hell didn't I do this a long time ago? Because I would have been like, oh, that's what they're saying. So the line is, more guns than roses, foes is shaking in their boots, invisible bully, like the gooch. Disappear, vamoose, you whack to me. Now, you know who the gooch is.
Yeah, from Different Strokes.
Different Strokes.
Right.
He was the bully, but you never saw the gooch.
Right.
You only heard about the gooch.
Yeah.
So he was saying invisible bully like the gooch.
You're right.
Disappeared,
Okay.
vamoose. You whacked to me.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that, and in reading that, it's like, oh shit. Damn.
Yeah. That's that's deep though.
Because when you listen to it, it sounds like he says the roots. And it's like, wow, the roots. Because I just ignored the fact that the next line, that the previous words were invisible bully, like the roots.
Right. But who's thinking about the
that's what I
gooch
was like.
in '94?
Yeah, I mean, different strokes have been off the air for 15 years.
But he's like us. He's probably on every campus.
He grew up watching
Exactly.
different strokes. And I thought that was crazy because I happened to come across it, which will lead us into our song of the week, where some yahoo started talking about how Pusha T from the Clipse only has a career because of Drake.
Because of Drake?
When he dissed Drake. And I'm like, oh, you gotta be 20. You gotta be 20 to understand. And it sparked a whole rage about it's the annoying, it's what I hate about young rappers and young rap fans is that you all are just, you're the worst part of any genre. I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard, and granted I'm not in those circles, but I've never heard a genre where only thing they talk about is numbers.
Mm.
Nobody talks about so-and-so's numbers in pop music on whether or not they're good or not. If people can sing in pop music, they're good. Nobody says, well, they didn't go platinum, so they can't be good. They appreciate the singer. I don't know about in rock and metal if they say, well, this band's trash because they don't because they don't got big numbers.
Well, one thing you brought up there, what made me think, two things. One thing in hip hop, or you rarely hear them talking about their influences. And I think we talked about this before.
Not at all.
And then the other thing was, so Ozzy did a song with Post Malone, and on the whole social media thing was, it's awesome. Post Malone brought this old guy on, and this old guy, he's good. Like they had no idea. Like they thought Post Malone was helping Ozzy out to get yeah. So
and I'm just like, so you're literally telling me you know nothing of the Clipse?
Yeah, exactly.
They don't.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, bums. Just bums.
See, now I'm about to listen to that tomorrow at work.
What?
The Clipse.
Well, my brother, you ain't got to wait much longer.
So you stop by the tailgate, it's on there every week.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's bye week. We're going to enjoy this time. We're gonna rest up like our Cyclones are gonna rest up, and hopefully we can turn it around. Y'all know what it is. Social medias are going to be at the end after our song of the week. Reach out to us. Hit that subscribe button when just hit the button. It's literally right there in red. Click subscribe. Become a subscriber. Jump on. Be a barfly at the side dive. Okay.
There we go.
Be one of our barflies. Come on back.
It don't cost you nothing to hit that button.
Exactly. It don't cost you nothing. to hit that button like my boy said. Amen. Testify, my brother. Okay. So, y'all know what it is. Go Cyclones.
Yeah, have a week.
Let's go. Go Cyclones.